Happy New Year. Happy 2021. I know we're all excited to leave 2020 behind us. If you would, please like this video and subscribe to my channel. I would greatly appreciate it. Have you written out your goals for 2021 yet? Did you write out goals for 2020? If so, did you achieve those goals? Or are they balled up somewhere in a drawer, never to be looked at again after the first month of the year? It's about that time of year again where we're all making new goals. But today I want to talk about why goals alone don't work and why you should focus on setting up systems for your goals instead. We should first talk about the difference between goals and systems. So with goals, you are focused on the destination or the end game. With systems, you're focused on the journey and the process of getting to the goal that you've set. Goals are about the results you want to achieve, while systems are about the processes that leads to those results. Goals are good for setting directions, but systems are best for making progress. First, you set the goal, and then you create the system to attain it. One issue with just creating a goal is that it simply focuses on the end. So what happens is when someone reaches their end goal, they typically fall back into their old or what we consider normal habits. These are the habits that prevented you from reaching the goal in the first place. So by going back to your normal habits, it sets you back up to where you were before you set the goal, which can set you up to be disappointed in the long run. Another reason goals don't work is because they delay happiness. Reaching the goal may make you feel happy in the moment, but eventually you go back to your regular state of happiness. So it's temporary happiness. It's not sustained over a long period of time. Goals also derail long-term progress by redirecting your attention from the processes to the outcomes. So once you've achieved that desired outcome you wanted by setting that goal, you go back to your regular state of being, which no longer pursues what you initially set the goal for in the first place. By creating systems, you succeed every time you apply your systems in the sense that you did what you intended to do. We want to focus on creating systems, which allows you to work on improving yourself with no end in sight. Systems are about creating a repeatable set of actions instead of the end result. It is something you can do on a regular basis that increases your odds of happiness in the long run. Systems are effective because they conserve self-control. If you focus on working the system you created every day, it will eventually become a habit. Once it is a habit, it no longer goes based off of your will to do it and can be done without effort on your end. Your output or efforts will always be determined on the input, i.e. the system you create. I would like to give you some tips on how to build systems that you can implement in your everyday life. First tip is you want to identify why it is essential. What do you want to achieve? You need to make it clear and concise. Number 2, choose to invest in yourself. We are, after all, our best asset. Don't become a function of other people's choices. Number 3, spend time on what is most important to you. Make sure to actively make time for what you want. Number 4, revise your system on a regular basis. Things change, and sometimes the system you created initially no longer fits your current situation. So sometimes you want to look at what you wrote down and revise it to fit your needs at the moment. Number 5, you want to make it visible. Having a way to visibly measure your system being applied can be a huge motivator for you. Now that you've taken the steps to create the system, here are some ways that you can enhance it and increase the likelihood of you following through. You can create a dashboard or a calendar that you can use to track your progress. You can set a time and place you do the activity every day to reduce the decision-making process. You want to take a goal that you have in life. Set a slightly unreasonable date by when you think you can achieve it. Find the one core activity that will move you closer towards reaching that goal that you can do every day or every other day. You also want to estimate how often per day, every other day, or per week you have to do that one thing in order to reach your goal. By doing this, it will set that muscle memory into action in your mind to where eventually it'll just become a habit and you no longer have to think about what you're doing. Whatever you choose to do, you want to make sure that you enjoy it. You don't want to create a system or a goal that doesn't align with your beliefs or your values and then try to achieve it. What you'll notice is that you'll be fighting an uphill battle and you can only fight for so long before you eventually give up. If the system design makes the goal unfeasible, then change the goal. It's also possible you'll realize the goal is unfeasible and needs to be changed as you think through the system required to reach it. That's fine. The goal is only there as a target anyway, but you should also think pretty seriously about whether the goal is actually unfeasible or if you're being narrow-minded or lazy. Finally, keep the goal moving forward. In moving forward with your goal, you'll realize that you may need to change your system. As your system improves and you get closer to the original goal, I think it makes sense to adjust the goal before you hit it. Hitting your original goal is great and should be celebrated, but if you don't already have a new target in place, you're likely to feel kind of lost. If you keep improving and growing the goal, you can keep thinking about how to improve the system. That way, you'll never hit a lull in the progress. So I ask this question again. Have you already created your goals for 2021? If so, go back and take a look at them. Look at each goal on your list and figure out a system you can create to attain those goals. It's not good enough to just write the goals, but you want to take actionable steps to achieve them. After that, focus on the steps you need to take for that day to get closer to your goal that you have in mind. Remember, systems without goals is a path to mediocrity. Success does not happen by accident. You'll realize that once you start living in your purpose and reaching goals that you set for yourself, it just makes you feel better throughout the day. And it makes you feel like you have direction for your life, which is so important. If you made it to the end of this video, I greatly appreciate it. Thank you for taking the time to listen to me today. I hope you have a wonderful and lovely day. I hope I was able to give you some great tips today on achieving your goals for 2021 by creating systems. I hope everyone has a great day and a great rest of your week, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.